One.
All right, so here we go with a whole lot more complex one, and this is what the check-in looks like. So you've got f of x is the quantity of x plus 6 over x minus 4, and then g of x is the quantity of 4x plus 6 all over x minus 1. So I'm using the skills of doing composition of functions, but because our goal is to check if they're inverses, it says confirm. So the whole goal is that when I plug the g function into f, that you get x, and that when you plug f into g, you get x as well. The problem is there's so much algebra fraction stuff going on that is where I think the biggest problem comes in. So I'm going to take f of x and we're going to make that red. And so as I look at it, it says x plus 6. So I'm just going to write parentheses plus 6 over x minus 4. So I'm going to put parentheses minus 4. And then I'm going to take blue for my g function, and I'm going to plug that in. So I've got 4x plus 6 all over x minus 1 right there. I didn't write that well, sorry. And then on the bottom, that comes in as well. 4x plus 6 all over x minus 1. Okay, so that is how I plug it in. And then sometimes people are like, well, what do I do now? You cannot just take those two parentheses things and cancel them out. You actually have to make a common denominator on the top. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cover up the bottom half to just keep it out of sight so we can just deal with the top. And so do you see this 6 right here? That is actually 6 over 1 because I'm trying to make a common denominator. So what is the denominator of this? It's x minus 1. So I'm going to multiply by x minus 1 on the top and the bottom so that now I have a common denominator. So I'm just going to keep going over here. So now I have 4x plus 6. And then plus 6 times that quantity of x minus 1. So plus 6x minus 6. Did you get that? You're more than welcome to stop and try this on your own, or also just go through it. So then I've got x minus 1 because I'm just adding fractions. So my common denominator was x minus 1. So that right there is my top half. Okay, now I'm going to draw a big line and deal with the bottom half. So in the bottom half, I've got the 4x plus 6 over x minus 1 minus 4. So then I'm going to put that minus 4 over 1. And I need to get a common denominator there as well. So that's going to be x minus 1 and x minus 1. So what happens is at the bottom is all x minus 1. And then on the top, I get 4x plus 6. Then this, do you see how it's minus 4? So I have to distribute that through. So minus 4x plus 4. Be really careful on your signs. Okay, so now I have a big, like I have a fraction on the top and a fraction on the bottom. I'm going to go in and combine like terms because that's a little visually overwhelming. So 4x plus 6x is 10x. And then look, plus 6 minus 6. Nice, they cancel each other out. That makes my life happy. All over x minus 1 because that's still on the bottom. Then let's look down on the bottom. 4x minus 4x. Oh, hey, that cancels out. Fabulous. And then I have positive 6 plus 4. So that's just 10 over x minus 1. Okay, so there's a couple of things that are going on right now. To solve this, really what happens is this says 10x over x minus 1 divided by 10 over x minus 1. So I could keep this, see this 10, when it's divided by 10 over x minus 1, technically what happens is I shoot that up and reciprocal it. But maybe you saw right away, hey, couldn't this just cancel out down here? Yes. And here's why. If we put it up, as I reciprocaled it up, you might need to reciprocal, or you might have just seen that you can get rid of that x minus 1. So now what's left is 10x over 10. But I wanted to get x by itself. Have I actually gotten x by itself? The answer is yes, because 10x divided by 10 simplifies out. So when I did this whole long process, I got x. Yahoo! I'm done! No. Now I have to do g of x. So there's totally not enough room here. So if you need to like stop for a second and then maybe try the other one, I'm just gonna erase this all so you can rewind, and that shouldn't be a huge problem for you. Okay, so I'm gonna grab the blue, and I've got 4 times parentheses plus 6. Now, do you remember how before I ended up needing to common denominator? So I'm just going to put that over 1 right away. Over parentheses x minus, I'm just going to do 1 over 1 right away. Okay, so I'm going to throw in, let's see, x plus 6 over x minus 4. Why don't you stop it and see if you can do this on your own? X plus 6 or x minus 4. Okay, now this, I'm going to have, this 4 is technically over 1, so I can distribute through to the top, but not to the bottom. And then I see I need a common denominator of x minus 4. Do you see that? So x minus 4 and x minus 4. And then here, same, x minus 4. Now this is at the very beginning. Do you remember how we just multiplied everything by x minus 4? That process would be really helpful right now, but we'll just stick with what we know. So let's see. On the top, 4x plus 24. 4x plus 24 and plus 6x minus 24. Do you notice how that happens a whole lot, that the plus and minus undo each other on the top? Plus 6x minus 24 all over x minus 4. On the bottom, I get x plus 6. Be careful of that, minus x plus 4. Look at the x's are going to go away. It's going to be awesome. Okay, so I've got x minus 4. Do you see how these, the x minus 4s, because they're both on the bottom, really simplify to 1? If you need to, you could rewrite it, you know, when you keep switch flip. Do you see how they cancel? So I'm just going to cancel those right here because that's legal. If you're like, I don't understand why that's legal, then let's talk face to face, because I promise you that would take care of it. So there we go. Those cancel. So I get 10x on the top. On the bottom I get 10. So I get x for this one as well. So because f of g of x was x, and because g of f of x simplified down to x, they are inverses. I confirmed it. Yahoo! Right, see if you can now go back into the check one and see if that works for you. We will for sure talk about it more in class. I don't want to leave you hanging, but see if you can figure it out from there.